Let's go.
All right, guys. Welcome to the first AMA of the week. Today's Tuesday. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Hope you guys had a great Easter holiday for those of you who actually celebrate it. So, got that all out of the way. Our whole team took the weekend off to spend time with their families and whatnot for the holiday. So, sometimes you got to get that done too. But we live in a place where no one sleeps, right? We're in the crypto world. Crypto world doesn't sleep. The markets open and close, but crypto keeps trading 24/7. So, unfortunately, as humans, we can't keep up 24/7, but we try our best. Now, I don't really have anything new from our last AMA, but what I do have is a couple small teasers, I want to say, and it's not even anything that is 100% confirmed, but I will share it with you guys anyway. Obviously, you guys know I don't like sharing things when it's unconfirmed, but I do want to get some type of feedback on this as well from you guys moving forward. Uh, how would you guys feel if I said that we're working on getting the the Warzone contract compatible to support the Shiba Doge NFTs moving forward too? Um, so we did say that you won't be able to use the Shiba Doge NFTs in the Warzone, but it's a big but. We have a good direction of an idea that can actually make it so that the Shiba Doge NFTs can prosper in the war zone, and a way for us to implement it in future seasons. So, right now, our engineers are working on trying to figure out the best way to get that to work in a way where they could participate in the war zone, but still have the functionality to be able to equip and unequip stuff while still in the Warzone contract. So you guys will still be able to send them out into participation, but also have the ability to still customize it at any given time. The only difference is you wouldn't be able to like send the NFT to a different wallet or anything like that, as long as it's, interacting with the Warzone at the time. But like I said, this is a big but. I'm not going to get into what rewards you're going to be getting for the Shiba Doge NFT or anything like that either. I'm just letting you guys know that this is an idea that's came up over the past week, and we talked it through, and we found some really cool ways for it to actually work in the ecosystem. So I'd like to definitely get a little bit more insight from you guys on the very small amount of information that I am sharing with you guys about it. Obviously, I want to share more, but I don't want to overpromise anything, and I don't want to get anybody's expectations set too high just yet, because, like I say, there's a million moving parts, and all of them have to be operational for us to move forward. But it is looking good, and it is doable. Now, I'll go into the second point. If the Shiba Doge NFTs are included in the war zone, that opens a whole new avenue for us to be able to introduce those superpowers and modifiers and different things that you can equip to your NFT that can actually make it perform differently in the war zone. So that's another great thing that will be a part of this whole, you know, idea. Now, obviously, that won't probably happen for a while, considering that we still have to release those equipables anyway. The ones that are going to be super exclusive, and the ones that are. I mean, it's going to be like a year long thing of just new items coming out like monthly, weekly, whatever. So. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that, because we're going to have a lot of content for the next 12 months, just releasing new equipables for you guys and whatnot. But also, another thing that I want to talk about, and something that we're probably going to introduce this week, is um, for those of you who have bred a NFT and got a Shiba Doge, you guys remember that you'd have to go in and pick up your initial traits, right? So you'd have to choose, hey, I want this hat, hey, I want that shirt, hey, I want these goggles, whatever, right? You had to choose, and then whatever you didn't choose got discarded. So what we're trying to do is we're going to introduce all of the we call those common items. So you'll be able to go to OpenSea, and we'll actually have those common items available for you guys. So now it's like, hey, if you have one and you had to choose the hat, or if you had to choose um, the goggles that you wanted, but you also wanted another one and you couldn't choose which one you wanted, now we'll have them available. You guys will be able to pick them up off of OpenSea once we introduce it. They're not going to be free, but they're going to be very, very affordable. They're probably going to be like a couple of dollars. So yeah, just to have that up there for you guys and have an option for you guys to pick them up if you wanted to. So just letting you guys know that that's something that might come up this week. But we are going full force into this next wave of bullishness that's coming into crypto, guys. We saw a 30K Bitcoin last night. We saw a $1,900 ETH. I don't think that it's going to start slowing down anytime soon, man. I do honestly, in my professional opinion, and this is just an opinion, it is not financial advice, I do personally think that we're going to keep riding this wave as far as the crypto bull run goes. I think this is the emergence of it, and I think this is going to be, this is the start of the snowball effect, in my opinion. So we have a lot of great things to look forward to in the world of crypto. We have the recovery, the great rebound, the great comeback, like I call it. And then on top of that, we have the next Bitcoin halving, which is going to be happening pretty soon. So obviously we know how the Bitcoin halvings go. They throw everything into a frenzy and the markets love it. So we got some Shiba Army minters. Let's go. But honestly, I do personally think that this is the start of something fresh, the start of something new, the start of something revolutionary in the crypto space. And why do I say that? I say that because we're seeing a lot of economies throughout the world, foreign economies throughout the world, starting to adopt different currencies, right? They're like, hey, we're going to trade oil in rubles. Hey, we're going to trade oil in euros or whatever, just not the USD. What's going to be the easiest way for all these companies to keep track of all of the stuff that they trade and all of the currencies that they have implemented now, right? Because before everything was traded in USD, it was easy. They knew $1 is $1. But now if they're trading in different currencies, it's gonna make things a little bit hard to keep track of. So that's where Bitcoin steps in. That's where ETH steps in. That's where some other tradable assets step in, and I think that's what can really catapult crypto to the next level and to a level that we didn't think that we'd be at for another 20 years. So with that being said, take it with a grain of salt, but I think we're going to be part of history. We've been a part of history 3 times already in this last year, guys. I mean, we were a part of history by obviously launching Shiba Doge, right? That's a big one for sure. But then we were also part of the biggest bull run before Shiba Doge even started. We were part of the biggest bull run in crypto history, and then we were part of the biggest bear run in crypto history. And now I think we're going to be a part of history again for the 4th time, and I think it's going to be a very, very bullish cycle, right? We saw the bull, we saw the bear. Now I think we're going to see the bull again, and I think this next time that things get popping it's going to be wild. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We have a lot of big things coming for you guys as well on our part. We're going fully, knees deep into making sure our ecosystem thrives when everything else is thriving. Obviously, we hit 29,000 holders, I believe, yesterday. So that's a big accomplishment for us. We're about to hit that 30K mark very, very soon. Today is April 11th. We're at 29,000, and let me check exactly, 29,020 holders. So we need 980 more holders to reach 30,000. Let's see how many days it'll take for us to get there. from April 11th. So I'm curious to see that. We'll do something cool for you guys at the 30K holder mark as well. We'll do a little small event. And then on top of that, hopefully by the end of this week, uh, or the start of next week or mid next week, I want to already have a plan finalized for the burn anniversary. So I know a lot of people have been DMing me their ideas too, and I love that. I got a lot of good inspiration from people DMing me. If you guys have any ideas or any suggestions as well, feel free to DM me while I'm still putting this plan together, because it can inspire me to actually adopt new things and ideas. So if you have something cool in mind, feel free to send me a DM. I'll read over it over the next 24 hours. So yeah, we want to put something cool together for you guys, something fun, something where you guys can actually interact with and have some fun. Like I said, it's not going to be super extravagant because we planned it kind of last minute, but we're going to try to do our best. But other than that, guys, small updates today, small updates, but strong ones, very strong ones. I think so. Check this out, guys. Check this out. So imagine we announce in the future that, hey, the Shiba Doge NFTs can participate in the warzone now. Imagine we announce that, right? What'll happen? People are gonna start wanting to cop those, right? People are gonna start wanting to breed. People are gonna start wanting to get some of the equipment, because it's like the war zone at the end of the day is a very strong place for people to actually kind of just park their NFTs and interact with the contracts and interact with our ecosystem and get rewarded in the process, right? So um, up to now, everyone was under the impression that the bread NFTs are just going to be cosmetic, and they still very well may be for the time being. But just us like kind of experimenting over the past 7 days and talking about some of the cool things that we've been talking about really opens up some new avenues for how we can actually make this much better than we kind of anticipated to begin with. So super excited, man. I think it's going to take a little bit of engineering to get things done, and I wish I was a coder myself, because I would have I would have loved to do this with my own hands. But we do have some of the best talent in the space, and these guys really work wonders. Yeah, sometimes they break stuff here and there, but I think they do that on purpose just so they can fix it and they can get the credit for it. But shout out to you guys if you're listening. But yeah, man, no, we have a very solid team, and we know that we know what it takes to stay motivated, right? We know we treat this like it is a job. That's how we treat it, because I do feel like I do have a sense of responsibility. Um, you know, making sure that this project is successful, right? So I'm doing everything in my power to make things continuously progress, continuously be good and grow. And it's not just me, it's everybody on our team, and actually even you guys, because the community is one of the strongest communities that I've ever been a part of in my entire life. I'm not just saying that because it's our community. I'm just saying that because it is 100% the truth. So yeah, guys, small updates today, small updates, but like I said, we have a lot of big things coming. And now it's just a matter of doing all the boring stuff again, and back to building we go, right? So let's open the floor. If you guys have any questions, feel
Hey,
free to
Lee,
ask. If
I just wanted
Yep.
to say thanks, Leah. That sounds great. That's an awesome idea. I hope that does come to happen for us with the Shiba Doge. That would be amazing to stake them. That should help the value and maybe bring in more people, and maybe more people want to hold them and not sell them so fast.
Yeah. So yeah, man, definitely. I think it'll create a bigger avenue for people to actually interact with those NFTs as well. And honestly, it's like it's at the end of the day, it's just a benefit to our holders, and it's just a benefit to people who believe in us and people who believe in our ecosystem. So that you guys know we like to reward our people, and a lot of the ideas that we come up with are they fall hand in hand with making sure that the community is taken care of.
Sounds great. Thanks. Hopefully, you guys can make it happen.
Try our best, my friend. Roof, I did actually look into a little bit of what you sent over to me last week too, by the way, with the whole debit card or credit card thing. Pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Something sketches me out about it, but I gotta do a little more research. I didn't do enough research, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I got a couple of questions about it. What if I think it's kind of neat, but you think it would hurt the value if people start just cashing in their coins and spending them that easy? And
Well,
but then again, on the other side, if they buy them, if they keep on buying more, then people would get more rewards too.
Well,
So it's
well,
back and forth.
initially, I thought that it has to that it works that way, where people can just like spend their coins as fiat using a credit or debit card. But with the little amount of research that I did, I found out that that's not the case. What they're actually able to spend is just ETH or USDT or any kind of whatever they spend. They have to convert it into a stable
well,
before they could even convert
yeah.
it to a fiat. So
Well,
yeah,
when I done a bit more research myself, the way it works is, in order to use the service, you have to buy a certain amount of, for example, Shiba Doge. So you'd have to hold,
yeah.
say 5 quintillion
Uh,
tokens, and then you can use it to spend your ETH. You don't actually spend the Shiba Doge tokens.
Yeah, you don't spend the token. You just spend ETH that you have in that wallet or USDT that you have in
Yeah.
that wallet. So it's I mean, cool, but I I could see why people would like it. Let's just put it that way. I could see why
Yeah.
people could like it because especially if you don't have to KYC and you have a lot of like if you have a lot of ETH or if you have a lot of USDT and you don't want to cash it out into your bank account and you don't have to KYC, then yeah, you could just spend it from that from that debit card. But then that also opens up the questions: is like, is that legal? Are people going to go after you for it in the future? So it's like it opens up it opens up a can of worms that I don't have the answers to. But I'll definitely keep a close eye on it and
And
try to do more
yeah,
research.
and it's a service I think Visa provide themselves. Um, it's not something that's not already. It must be okay in the sense, because if Visa's providing the service, they must have done their background check on you, right?
Well, look, I know how companies operate nowadays, and Visa ain't going to do nothing unless it benefits them and unless they're collecting data on people. So, um, data is the most valuable asset in the world right now. More valuable than gold, more valuable than Bitcoin, more
Yeah.
valuable than anything. All these companies, they're
Oh
after
yeah.
one thing and one thing only, and that's data.
Yep.
The way that they're able to monetize people off of that. So I'm sure Visa's collecting some sort of data that they're benefiting from,
Yeah.
by
Well,
doing that. So
yeah, the one with the app, the Google Pay, you can just fill in any information. So the data you put in, it could be Bob the Builder, address 111, whatever. You just need, at the end, you just need to give them the correct email address, right? With that one.
yeah,
And that's what I saw the demonstration on that. The guy just put in anything. He just put 123 blah 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 street, and then he got the
yeah,
email with the card, and then he was using it. But with the actual card itself, the physical card, you have to provide them the correct information because they have to deliver that to your address. So
yeah, yeah.
that's basically, yeah.
It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and honestly, like I like it, but something about it,
Yeah.
like I said, it just rubbed me the wrong way. But I'm gonna keep a close eye on it, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna forward it over to some of our advisors and see what their take is on it,
Right.
and if it's something that we should look into or not. Because if it is safe and if it is something that you know has no red flags, then sure. I mean,
Right.
I think it can definitely bring some type of value for us to actually get into.
Yeah.
but it's not my first priority, and it's not anything that I think will change the way that we're performing. I think it's just going to be like an extra like add-on perk that could be added, because it didn't do much for them either, right? That project that's doing that, I looked into it, and it the reaction from the community and the chart wasn't that crazy. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't that crazy. Yeah.
Nah, it's not. You're right. Yeah. I mean, I just think it'll just get holders in. It's a way of getting.
Leo.
Go ahead, nobody.
What's up?
Hey guys. So Leo, I was thinking about like the marketplace for those wearables you said that we are going to have. So my question is, can we have like the option to use like Shiba Doge and Burn token to buy those from each other?
So yes, actually, that is something that we are going to introduce with the black market and the Armory that's introduced. You guys will be able to use Burn token and Shiba Doge token to get stuff from the Armory in the future. So, but not on OpenSea, just through the Armory that we introduced. What I was mentioning today had everything to do with the OpenSea. Hang on 1 second, guys. I think there's somebody at my door. Hold on. Real quick.
The dog senses it, man. That's bullish, man. The Shiba Doge, if you can deploy them, that's
great. That's really bullish, real.
Yeah.
Amazing, wasn't it?
That's
It
what
is.
people have
I'm
been.
back.
Yeah.
I forgot that I ordered something. I was like, who the heck is at my door?
The food, bro. The food.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quick though, dude.
The dog
The
sniffed it, man. The dog sniffed it a mile away. Dog's like, "Where's my
Man, that's
chicken,
quick.
man?"
I wouldn't even been able to drive there and come back home that quick. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Definitely leaving this person a tip.
It's only been 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, man. I was just saying, like, it just gives. It could get holders in the sense that they know that if I buy this, I have to buy this amount of Shiba Doge in order to use this service. You know, that's what.
Unfortunately, the only way that holders work is there's three things that make it so that your holder base grows, right? The number one thing that makes your holder base grow, and this is out of our control, is the state of the market, right? When the market is doing all kinds of crazy things and it's rapidly growing, you can launch a coin and call it rug pull, don't buy this, and you'll manage to somehow get 500 holders, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, right? The market performance, that's like, the cherry on top is, you don't have to do anything and you gain holders. Now, what did we learn through the bear market? Because we continuously kept growing through the bear market, we learned how to actually continue to grow without that effect in place. And the other two reasons on why holders grow is, firstly, it's not even marketing, because the marketing has nothing to do with it. Well, it does a little bit, but it's not part of this reason. It's actually developing things that are continuously going to benefit the space, or even just so trying to do that, because people invest in people who try, right? They invest in people who keep coming up with new ideas, because that, you might come up with 10 stupid ideas, but that 11th idea might be $1 trillion, $1 billion idea, and that's the thing. So continued development. And then number two, the most important thing, is to be on top and not forget that your community exists, right? Which I see a lot of projects do. They forget that their community exists. They don't interact with their community. They don't interact with the people who are, holding their tokens. They don't interact with the, people on Twitter. They don't have a presence in social media. They don't come up with cool new ways to interact with their social media audience. For example, if you look at the Shiba Doge Instagram, I get most of my crypto news from the Shiba Doge Instagram. The content there is so good. I don't know if you guys follow it or not, but the content is so good, and I think that's a plus for, even if you're not a Shiba Doge holder, you might just be following that account because you like the content. But regardless, 29,000 holders, it may seem like it's a lot, but we're billions of people in this world, so 29,000 is nothing. Right? How are we going to reach 100,000? How are we going to reach 1 million? That's the next big question. And honestly, the way that we're going to do that is by not reinventing the wheel. We know what works, right? We know what works. We're going to continue doing that. We're going to keep staying true to our word. We're going to keep fulfilling everything that we promise to people, and we're going to continuously just keep growing. That's the end of the conversation at that point. Everything else, those are the three most important things, but there's like 20 other things that tie into it as well, and those are just additional. Those are add-ons. That's a little marketing. That's collaborations. That's new product launches, new AMAs with different people online. I might do an AMA online with 10,000 people, but only 10 of those people might convert into holders. The reason why that's the case is, how many times do you see like an advertisement and scroll past it, right? Because I see like maybe 100 a day, and I don't even bat an eye. So to a lot of people, when we do those ad campaigns, a lot of people just ignore them, just like anything else. Just like, if a PlayStation 5 does an ad campaign, people are going to scroll through it because they're going to be like, oh, another commercial, let me scroll through. So the way that you do it organically is by actually putting in the hard work, right? It's very easy to make one a picture and just start posting it all over Twitter and all over Facebook and stuff and expect that to work. That's not going to work. You got to put in the hard work. You got to go in there. You got to talk to people. You got to go in there. You have to interact. You have to show them what type of personality you are. See, what's very interesting to me is nobody has seen my face, but they all know me, right?
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing. That's how that's how we're going to make it, is because it's all about being a good person. It's all about having that personality. It's all about being someone that people can listen to and trust, in a sense, because when they come into a Telegram group, or when they go into a Discord group, or they come into a project, they're so afraid of the trauma that they've had in all of the other projects that they've been encountered with, right? So we got to make sure that we're not that type of environment, and it's been working for us, man. 29,000 holders yesterday, so that's a big achievement for me, and it should be for all of you guys as well. I mean, you guys put in as much work as I do. What's that, brother? You had a question? Maybe.
Was muted. Yeah, I've muted you.
But yeah, man, it's pretty much that's all it takes.
So, yeah, man, that's great. Yeah, makes sense. So some people have been coming into the TG, as well as I'm just seeing on YouTube as well. They're saying in order to increase the volume that we need to get more exchanges.
Yep.
What would you say to that?
So right now, even exchanges are aware of the volume in crypto. We've actually got emails from a lot of them, and we've actually talked to a bunch of different people in the space too. So those volume requirements, a lot of the exchanges are not looking into them anymore, because it's not just the Shiba Doge issue. It's not just the DEX issue. It's the entire crypto market. The volume has been low for the past 8 months or whatever. So it's not something that is too concerning to me. But what we are working on is we're working on. Obviously, we've talked about market making before, and kind of I can't really explain to you guys what it is because it's pretty complicated. But if you do a quick Google search on what market making is, you'll be able to learn. But we have a very strong market making team. What a market making team does is they actually spend time on exchanges to make sure all of the exchanges that we're listed on are trading without any issues, and that generates some sort of volume there as well. So we're going to be talking with our market making team to make sure that things are pretty much up to par, and maybe even push it to be a little bit better in the future. But regardless, that volume stuff, it's cool. It's a good thing to look at, especially on CoinMarketCap when people are doing their research. But it's not a requirement for a lot of the exchanges. The tier ones still require it, but the tier twos and whatnot, they really don't care. But for example, let me bring something up. Let me pull it up here so I don't give you guys the wrong number. Do you guys remember? Where is it? Hold on 1 second. I was just looking at it. Okay, yeah, right here. Okay. So in late 2021, and you guys remember Sandbox, right? Or Decentraland?
Yeah.
There's a metaverse. Yeah. All right. So in late 2021 and early 2022, weekly trading volume on the metaverse platform Decentraland was well over $1 million. One plot even sold for $2.4 million. Today, only 20 to 30 traders trade around $50,000 in volume per week. How crazy is that?
It's crazy,
It's
man.
pretty wild, man. Yeah. It is. It's pretty crazy, dude. So, I mean, I haven't done any kind of digging onto Sandbox or Decentraland, but they really fell off the face of the planet, man.
Yeah, but I've used the service. It was crap, man. I went in there and I tried it. It was crap.
Yeah, it was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shit.
There's
And people are
nothing.
paying $200 billion for it, for one plot of land. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like the market, when the market is doing good, you grow. It doesn't matter if I come up here and put a white paper on there when it has one word on it. People are going to buy it. That's the point of, like, that state of where we were in the market. You could have done anything and people were bullish on it. When people are still bullish in the bear market, that means you're doing something right. And then when that bull run happens again, guess what? We've proven ourselves time and time again. And all of these people who are actually going to be, looking for a legit project to get into during the bull market, we're going to be right here with our arms open, welcoming them in. So that's the point. That's the difference of people who are going to succeed and people who are going to just look for the next thing when that time comes. And obviously we put in too much time, effort, resources to make sure that this thing is ready for that next push. And I believe we're on track for success.
Yeah. So to increase volume, so people are asking, like, are we going to be adding more exchanges? Like adding more?
Possibly. I mean, possibly we could. I mean, we're not going to be adding too many more exchanges like in a short period of time, but we are talking with a few different exchanges here and there to try to come up with a deal. So there's some in the pipeline, but yeah, I mean, we just have to experiment with how volume is going to be a factor moving forward. Like right now, I'm not 100% too concerned with it because at the end of the day, the volume can be much higher considering what state the market is in, and the next push of people coming into like altcoins and meme coins and whatnot. So that'll do its thing, right? But we can also do market making and make that volume, but we don't want to artificially do that. We want to make sure that it happens organically. Everything that we do, we try to make it organic, because if you don't do it organic, it's not going to last. And if it's not going to last, then who cares, right? Why would we? Yeah, we don't want to make anything up, and we don't want to make anyone believe things that are there that shouldn't be there. So that's not our style. But if it's needed to, then yeah, I mean, it's always in our arsenal of weapons to use. So it's like if Coinbase puts us up one day and says, hey, you guys need to hit $5 million in volume for a week, I'm gonna say no problem, because we'll do it. Right? We'll figure a way out and we'll do it. But right now, I don't see it necessary for us to be too concerned about the volume. The volume is healthy, and it's in a good place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've been looking at the main chat, but we've had quite a few of them come in, and they've been like, when next exchange, we need more exchanges, so.
Yeah, but why? They don't even really know how an exchange affects you. So every exchange listing takes away about close to $50,000 to $100,000 of our funds that we could use on development, that we could use on marketing, that we could use on anything other than getting listed on an exchange. $50,000 to $100,000. It's not cheap to get on an exchange. Yeah, it's not. And then on top of that, we have to pay about $4,000 to $5,000 per month per exchange to make sure that everything is active and working properly, and the market making team is on it to pretty much manage it. So, having 10 exchanges, for example, could cost us monthly anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a month in just maintenance.
That's crazy, man.
Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, exactly. So we don't want to be draining our development funds and stuff on exchanges, especially when they don't make big differences for us, right? Like they do what they do, don't get me wrong, but they're not the end all be all. Hey, if you get on this exchange, you're going to be a $1 billion market cap. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Well, that one exchange just listed us without us even contacting them or anything, right?
Which one?
Yeah,
look, there are some exchanges that will run the market making for you, and they'll run everything for you and do all the management for you as well. There are some of those, but those are the lower tier. People don't really care too much about them type of exchanges. We could get on a bunch of those, but it's like, it's so unnecessary. It just dilutes it. They really don't have too many holder base count on their exchanges. It's just for looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Which exchange are you talking about? Let me check.
It's a Chinese one, I think. Damn, what was it called, man? We was telling everyone to go and vote on it. Let me try and find it. May have pinned it. If anyone here remembers, if you can say it, guys.
Yeah, like our volume today on CoinMarketCap is $222,000 of volume, which is up 15% from the day before. So our volume's not bad, guys. Volume is pretty good. And that's the average. Like, it looks like over here, L Bank did $254,000 in volume yesterday.
Yeah, I think there's some projects out there that they're constantly listing, and and they're bragging about their volume, right? Because of that. And I guess some people are like, we should be doing similar thing to them, to some of these projects.
Yeah. I mean, who are they bragging to though? Like, no one really cares.
I think yeah. I think it's the hype, right? The hype that they give, like, we're on the next agenda, we're getting another one tomorrow. bang, we got another one, and it's like the community is so hype.
And then they're like, all right, guys, well, we have no more money left to go on exchanges, and we have no more money to pay to maintain them, so now we just have to close the project down. That's how that ends, right? That's how that
Yeah.
ends for a lot of people. It's the unfortunate truth, you know.
Yeah. Well, man, that is flipping a lot of money, man, for exchange. What you saying?
Each
50
exchange, I might have over exaggerated it a little bit. It's not 5,000 for each exchange. It's like anywhere from like some exchanges are 5,000, but most of them are like 2,000 or 3,000. So let's say 10 exchanges, you're looking at minimum 20,000 a month of just
Yeah.
maintenance.
But what about
Yeah.
the listing? The listing is like 50 to 100K.
Yeah, 50 to 100K, because there's really nothing that's less than 25,000. But in order to do it, you have to supply $25,000 worth of ETH or stable, and then you also have to match it with $25,000 worth of the token that you're supplying to. So if the listing fee is 25,000, then realistically it's 50,000. If it's 50,000, then realistically it's 100,000. If it's 100,000, it's realistically 200,000, because you're always supplying a token that is worth the same amount of the liquidity that you're supplying, because you have to supply liquidity on top of the listing fee too. So yeah, man, they get expensive, and it's not like we can't pay for them. It's not like we can't get on any exchange we want to. We can. It's a matter. All it is a matter of paying and getting on it. But they don't do anything for the growth of the project other than report the volume, right? The bigger exchanges do. The exchanges that we've listed on, like so far, they're quality exchanges, right? Bitmart's quality, LBank is quality, Digifinex is quality, BKEX is quality. They're not tier one, but they're really, really good. So there's so many trash exchanges out there that we just don't need to be on, that we could be on, but it's just like not necessary, man.
Yeah, it's good to know the dev's point of view on that, so people can understand better what's going on.
Yeah, it's a business mindset, to be honest, man, because from the outside point of view, even last year too, my mentality was, hey, let's try to get on every single exchange. Like that's how I was thinking. And then a few months passed, a year passed, and I'm thinking, it's like, man, that is the biggest like fluff ball of things that people talk about in crypto. Any project you go into, they talk about how many exchanges. Like, dude, you don't even use any exchanges. Why do you care about the exchanges? Nobody really even uses these exchanges.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I guess the idea is that the exchanges have already got their own customer base, and if we list on it, then that customer base will buy the token.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's a fact. But I'm looking at the list of exchanges right now. Have you ever heard of Vindax or Namebase
No.
or BitTurk or TokeP or BitTeam? Like there are so like these exchanges, they sound like scams, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of them just sound like scams. Like, I'm not going to deposit any crypto into Bit2Me Pro or
Definitely not.
Buddha exchange. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, we'll pick the right exchanges, and that's what we do. We may not have one every week, or we may not have one every month, but we work with a very good team of people who introduce us to the representatives and people from these respected crypto exchanges. So we have someone helping us out with that, and honestly, he's given us a lot of insight and gave us a lot of good guidance on what to get on and what not to get on. So
Yeah.
everything is strategic.
Yep. Sounds good.
Because I'm not holding my money on SWFT Octopus Trade. Is the name of this exchange.
Sounds
Listed number 91. He's the number 91 exchange on CoinMarketCap. It's called Octopus Trade.
crazy ones. Crazy names out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you guys are just looking for good exchanges, and that's what you'll be doing. Listing on good exchanges,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Quality over quantity, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I always advise people to just use Uniswap anyway, dude. I'm an advocate for decentralization and just
Yeah.
keeping things on chain, just easier that way. And you never have to worry about an exchange closing their doors and you losing all your money because you had your, you know, your tokens or your money or whatever on an exchange.
Yeah.
So that's always a very real possibility with any of these exchanges, right? Even Binance is not immune to that. They might be the least likely for it to happen to, but they're not immune to it. And it's at the end of the day, if a bank run happens, a lot of these exchanges don't have enough liquidity to support it. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I started off on Coinbase myself, but then once I found out about MetaMask and Uniswap, that's it, man. No more exchanges for me. You
yeah,
know?
I still use Coinbase, but the reason why I use Coinbase is it's funny because we were talking about the cards earlier, but I have a Coinbase
Mhm.
card, and sometimes I'll transfer some money there and use my Coinbase card for purchases and whatnot.
Yeah, I just use it as an exchange, right? So far, I've just been putting money in there from my bank and transferring it into my MetaMask. That's it. You
Yep,
know,
that's it.
I don't trust them, man. I don't trust any exchanges.
Yeah, neither do I. That's how exchanges should be used, you know? Literally use them as an exchange and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think you've cleared that up for the people that next listing. Like right now, I'm looking on YouTube. Next listing, please. You know?
Yeah. I think they might just be trolling us at this point, dude.
Yeah, we've had a lot this week. You know, coming in asking next listing.
Yeah. So a lot of times what I notice too, and when a wave of those questions come in, um, we'll get hit up by a like unknown exchange, right? And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we heard you guys are looking for a listing." So a lot of times, I think like a lot of these exchanges will send like a shill team, right, to a
Yeah.
project to try to get their attention, and then they slide in and they're like, "Hey, by the way, do you guys want to list on 50x
Right.
exchange? By the way."
Uh,
Be like, "No, we're good, man. We're good."
yeah, man. I've been getting a lot of proposals this week, man. I had to get the bin out. Man, I don't know what's happening this
Look
week.
at
I
the,
think because of Bitcoin's going up, I think I'm getting a lot of proposals.
yeah. People are waking up again.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, dude. I miss those days. I miss the bull market.
Yeah, that used to happen in February, around about that time. It used to happen a lot, and then you calm down and it's just picking back up again now.
Yeah, I remember that was the time where I had like a small mental breakdown from all of the DMs that I was getting, dude. I couldn't handle it. I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, man. It's constant, man. They're constantly DMing you, man, with proposals, you know? It's like, calm down.
I know. My inbox, I finally fixed it up a little bit, but it was so bad where sometimes I couldn't find what I was looking for hours. Even in the
Mm.
search, like I would search a keyword and I'd have so many random DMs with that keyword that I would just. So one day I sat down. It took me like 2 days actually. And I sat down for a few hours and just deleted all of the spam stuff or all of the old stuff. I had too much. I don't even know how my phone was handling all those DMs.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that.
And then one time I got botted. Someone sent bots to DM me, and so I was getting like 1,000 DMs a second.
Oh
That
my
was the
gosh.
worst. Yeah.
Yep, I've never got that many
All right,
DMs in
guys.
my life, man.
Hey, Leo, Elon Metallic here.
Yo. Hey, what's up, brother?
How you going? Hey. Good. Yeah, just a quick question. I'm just heading into work, but just like good, just a great idea for the Shiba Doge deploying into the war zone. I think a lot of holders will be pretty bullish on that. I just had an idea. What if the parents that you deploy into the war zone, like what if you needed to deploy that in along with the child? So you kind of like have to deploy the family to actually get the extra rewards. That way, people won't be dumping the ones that are already bred onto the floor. They have to keep them, and plus, if they've already sold them, they'll have to go and scramble and try and get them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a good idea, but it won't work. Let me tell you why. Is because if people in the future ever want to just come and pick up a Shiba Doge, just so they could participate in the war zone, they wouldn't be able to, because they wouldn't be able to participate unless they had the whole family, and they're just not
but
gonna.
maybe it could be just like an extra reward if they've got the whole family, or if you've got the whole family. I don't know.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, that's I could see it. I could see it being a thing. We'd have to look into it a little bit more. But the beautiful part about this is it's a upgradable smart contract, so we can make any changes on the fly whenever we want, and maybe it could be a part of one of the future seasons. You know, maybe we could call it Family Ties season 5, Family Ties.
Cool. Yeah, definitely cool. Thanks.
Great suggestion, by the way, man. But yeah, guys, other than that, if anybody has any other questions, feel free. If not, we could go ahead and wrap this up and be back here on Thursday.
Hey, Leo, just a quick question. This is Jolly. Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you loud and clear, bro.
Since you're doing the smart contract, have you guys thought about anything with the burn card NFT?
Yeah, so
warzone, etc.
So the burn card, obviously, it has its perk of the multiplier that has already been introduced, but the burn card is going to have a place in the wearables, and actually possibly in the Warzone in upcoming seasons too. So if you are a burn card holder, you will be expecting to be able to get like some claiming function out of the Armory sometime in the future when the Armory edition for burn card stuff decide to come out. But yeah, I mean, we haven't really implemented anything new, but we do have some ideas on the table of what we want to introduce to burn card holders. And yeah, man, I believe you're a burn card holder yourself, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, for sure. So no, we do definitely have some exciting stuff for you guys. But at the end of the day, like the burn card is still in the early stages of you may be like, hey, I've been holding the burn card for a year, but I still think the burn card is in the very early stages of it being a prime item. And the reason why I say that is because of the next focus that we're going to be putting onto the burn project. If that can actually make the burn project pop off and bring a lot of traction to the burn project, then the burn card holders are going to be in a very, very strong place as fundamentally, because they're going to have an item that's never going to come back into circulation, and that item is obviously an NFT for anybody who doesn't know. But it is not just an NFT, it is, in my opinion, the only liquid NFT available on the market that can actually be turned into pretty much liquidity at any given time. So Yeah, the Burn Project, the holders for the Burn Project, consider them a small group of people who have something that is extremely rare in our ecosystem. And considering it's only a year old, I do think it is in the very early stages of what it can be. But we are definitely talking about how we can bring some cool new stuff to the table with the burn card in the future too.
Hey Leo, I got some. This is me, Chivo, bro. How are you?
Hey Chivo, doing good, brother. How are you?
Good, man. Hey, also about the crates that were just with the whole burn card. Did burn card holders get the crates that they said they were going to get airdropped as well? Did that end up happening by
Yeah.
chance? Or does that still need to be done?
No. So that was I addressed that in one of our whale chats, actually, in our whale group as well. So I guess I miscommunicated the second time I mentioned the crates for the burn card holders. The first time I had ever mentioned it, I had mentioned that it's going to be a whitelist, that the burn card holders would be added to the whitelist, and then the second time I pretty much reworded it in a way where everybody thought we were going to airdrop it, and then people were like saying that, so I was under the impression that we were going to airdrop it too, but it was a complete miscommunication. It was honestly my fault as far as the miscommunication on that end goes. But what was originally meant to happen on that is they were supposed to have been added to the whitelist and not airdropped. So that one was on me, my man.
All right.
So Leo, one other question on the golden tickets. Do you know when those are going to be airdropped?
Yeah, we'll most likely have those airdropped sometime this month. Can you guys hear me? Did I cut out?
Yeah, I can hear you, Leo.
Okay, cool.
The Mint 3 the crates that we had on the Mint 3 offer. When are they getting dropped?
Yep. Which one are you talking about?
Was it Mint 3 get one free and 2 crates? Something like that.
Was this the most recent one that we had?
I think it was the one before that. Not the recent one, no.
Okay. I gotta check with Peter because I thought he might have already sent those out. But
May have.
forward me
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
Forward me that one and I'll check with him because I gotta look into it.
Yeah,
it's cousin KK. Yeah, the same with the Burnathon, that little competition we had right at the end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I won the last one, but I haven't seen an airdrop yet. You're supposed to win one crate. Just checking.
Okay. I gotta check with Peter on that. So can you do me a favor, cousin? Can you DM me that? And can you DM me the one that you're asking for too? And
yeah,
I'll find out tomorrow when I talk to him.
Yep, no problem. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll get more information on that. I'll find out if anyone's received it or not now. Then I'll give you the message, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that caused me the big right at the end, and like number 44 corresponded to a certain wallet.
I mean, we should have it all pinned in the announcements anyway. So if like anytime anybody wins anything, we always make sure to pin it, just in case something like this ever does happen.
Cool.
You can always go back and check.
Yeah, it was a crate, so I wasn't sure if you had done it yet or waiting for all the crates, but we'll check it out. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Roger Dodger.
Roger.
And how close are we to the Armory?
The Armory is probably something that can come out this month too. I'll find out more this week as to how we have another dev meeting on Friday, and we should get an update on the Armory this Friday. So I'll have a more clear answer for the Armory on Monday for you guys. But I don't think we're that far off. I think it should be something that we could see in the next like couple of weeks.
Sounds good. And then deployment for Warzone. Any idea on that?
Would be right after that. So it's in that order would be the Armory and then Warzone.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Leo, I have one more observation.
What's up, cousin?
Yeah, the Shanghai fork is tomorrow. Ethereum. Yep, I read that there's going to be like, I don't know, $32 billion coming into the market from everyone that had staked their Ethereum. Is there anything we can do to sort of like point them our way? Anything Ethereum specific that we can shield or?
So here's what I think is going to happen with all of that Ethereum that's going to get unstaked. I think all of it, well, most of it, is just going to go straight back into staking Ethereum, because there's a group of people who stake their Ethereum, right? Not everyone buys Ethereum just to stake it. There's a specific type of person that does that, and I personally think that the majority of those people are just going to continue staking, because imagine how much returns they've made just by staking their Ethereum. And then a lot of the people who had staked their Ethereum, a lot of them are down, because a lot I believe like 20% of the people have cost basis of higher than what ETH is at right now. So I don't know if we could get them our way, considering they're getting unstaked ETH, but we'll be able to gauge the market over the next few weeks to see if those people who get all that ETH back are in the market to actually reinvest it back into a altcoin or a meme coin or whatever. And if they are, then for sure we could definitely deploy some strategies on how to gain their attention.
Yeah, just some forward looking there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. I guess that's about all we'll do for today. I'll be back on here on Thursday, so we'll have another AMA then. Cousin and Roof, please, if you guys could just not forget to DM me. It doesn't have to be right now. You could do it anytime, today, tomorrow, doesn't matter. But just remember to do that so I don't forget to look into it either. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So we'll go ahead and sign this off here. I'll still be in the chat if anybody needs me, so tag me if you guys have any other upcoming questions. But as always, if you miss Doge, that sucks. If you miss Shiba, that also sucks. If you miss Shiba Doge, then as always, you suck. All right, guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah. Peace.
Love, peace.